Yes. I have to breathe a second now. But if you were to write your autobiography, what would you say about your earliest memorable experiences?
My very earliest mental experiences would, of course, be in Spicer, Minnesota, where I was born. And I lived there for 6 years. And of course, being under 6, I don't recall a lot of things. But I remember my dad's lumber yard. I remember his tales about the livery next door to the lumber yard. I remember going to school and sliding down the fire tubes on the outside of the building and climbing them well on off hours. I remember my relatives, where they lived. Um,
And it was you and your mom and Donald?
I don't remember doing anything with Donald in those days or any of the family. Well, I mean, my peers.
At 6, it was just you and Donald, really.
Uh, my dad ran the Thompson lumber yard, and I think that had probably been set up for him by his brothers, who were in the lumber business also. And it was across the street from the depot. And he told me about the livery stable next door. He'd go over there with a pistol to try to shoot rats. I remember that. That's funny. And I barely remember the house that we lived in. I remember doing a lot of visiting with relatives who were in the area. My mother's my mother's grandma, who came from Sweden. They lived in on Green Lake also, and they had a little farm with no electricity, no running water. And we would spend a lot of time there with my great grandpa and my great grandma, Olaf and Martha Bergman. And I remember in their house, Grandma Bergman would have a corncob pipe, sit on the wood stove, a wood bin next to the stove, smoking. I remember I'd have to go and pump water for them. And I spent a lot of time with my great grandfather and great grandma in that time and later. And I'd like to pause and think about things.